tracking a cold front. So that's why I'm going to give you guys updates throughout tonight, because this cold front did bring in some pretty decent rain chances throughout the day for central Texas. And now it's starting to get closer to the Houston area. It is continuing to push to the east-southeast at about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Some of these storms have been on the stronger side, and we have seen flash flooding threats for the Austin area. These green polygons that we're tracking right now, that's flash flooding concerns that's ongoing. The video has been intense. If you want to see the video of what happened in Austin throughout today, you can log on to khau.com. We have some of that video also on our Facebook page, social media, and whatnot. So this line, this is the cold front that we're tracking, and the cold front that's responsible for bringing in our coldest temperatures we are going to see and feel so far for this fall season. It's going to push through the Houston area overnight, so I wanted to make sure to chat with you what's going to happen throughout the overnight hours, just so you're not alarmed of possibly some storms that may wake you up before you go to sleep. So we already have some showers starting to move in to our western counties, Brenham, Columbus, patchy light rain at the moment. The strongest of the storms are just east of us, but notice this line, it was pretty distinct in the last hour, but now it's starting to break apart. So the good news is that I do see a weakening trend. The bad news is that we still have a decent amount of heavy downpours that will be possible. I'm not expecting a huge severe threat overnight. I am expecting some wet weather though, possibly some rumbles of thunder. Even the lightning has lessened significantly. So that tells me that that severe threat is starting to wind down. Our energy is losing a lot of instability, a lot of the possibility of these storms becoming strong to severe. But we do have a 100% chance of rain. So we're going to see rain. It's not expected to turn severe. The possibility for some localized flooding is possible, and the possibility for some ponding on the road, some street flooding, is going to be our greatest threat. Let's walk you through the timeline with Future Track right now. Here's where we're tracking that front approaching the Houston area overnight tonight, 11:30 p.m. just west of us. By 3:30 a.m. I do expect some of that heavier rain to be moving through. So rumbles of thunder, definitely a possibility for us here in the Houston area. Notice the showers are a little bit more widespread, and we're still talking about a wet start to your morning commute. So Friday morning, as you hit the road, as you head to work, you want to take some rain gear with you. Not only rain gear, I recommend to take a sweater, because this front is not going to bring in the cold weather tomorrow morning. It'll be wet tomorrow morning, but it's in the evening hours where temperatures will slowly start to cool off behind this front as it drags in that north dry air. But notice we still have wet weather late morning, starting to clear out for the afternoon. Patchy rain still possible, and then rain chances start to go down. How much rain are we talking about? Widespread, anywhere from ½ an inch to 3 inches is possible. It's really hard to pinpoint who's going to see the heaviest amount of the rain, but models have been hinting that our coastal areas do have the possibility of seeing those higher rainfall totals. I don't want you to fixate on, say, Galveston picking up close to 4 inches of rain. That's not necessarily going to be the case, but this model is trying to tell us that the possibility of higher rainfall totals in isolated areas is there. Okay, so let's talk about the temperature component with this, because this front is bringing in a pretty decent cool down. Right now, low 50s out in San Antonio. We're still in the mid 70s for areas such as Victoria. And I also want you to notice the pattern that's going on with this cold front. So it's very interesting, because Laredo is already feeling some cold temperatures before us in Houston are feeling some temperatures. And believe it or not, we have the possibility of Harlingen and Victoria feeling that cool down before Houston does. Here's the reason why. It's all about what's happening in the upper levels of our atmosphere. So what we're taking a look at is the jet stream. This is about 30,000 feet in the atmosphere, and it's all dependent on where this trough of low pressure kind of sets up. Notice it digs further south and further west. That's going to allow this surface front to push through south and western portions of Texas before it kind of wraps around and impacts us here in Houston. So kind of interesting in a pattern we don't see very, very often. Okay, let's talk about your weather headlines. If you're tuning in, we're chatting about a cold front that's going to push through overnight tonight for the Houston area. I just don't want you guys to be alarmed. What we're chatting about overnight, it's going to get wet. It's going to be stormy. Our best rain chances will be overnight. Tomorrow, patchy rain still hanging out. I don't expect it to be stormy, but I do expect it to be damp, dreary with patchy, mainly light to moderate rain. It's also going to be windy behind this front with temperatures in the 60s all day long. It's going to be warmer in the morning with cool air starting to filter in. We'll be in the low 60s by the afternoon. And then this weekend will dry out, but we're chatting chilly mornings intact and then pleasant afternoons. Not a bad fall weekend. Here's how it's all going to play out with wet weather rolling in. Again, Saturday is going to be our coldest time that we're tracking for this weekend. 48 degrees, widespread area wide will be in the 40s for the start of your weekend. Temperatures still in the 60s, so we'll have 2 days in a row, tomorrow and also Saturday, where temperatures will not get warmer than the 60s. That's fall for us here in Houston. And then we'll warm up to the 70s. Sunday is looking fantastic. If Saturday is too chilly for you, I recommend you guys to enjoy the outdoors on Sunday because there's going to be plenty of sunshine out there. Then we'll gradually warm up until rain chances and another front makes its way into the area by next week. Sorry, didn't mean to show you that graphic, but I'm going to go back to radar real quick and kind of recap before I let you guys go. Let's see here. Okay, so here's the latest on radar. This is the cold front right now. It's already pushed through Austin. It is northwest of Houston. Showers are becoming a little bit more widespread. So that indicates that we are weakening with this storm, but we will have training rain behind the front throughout the overnight hours. So I do expect widespread amount of rain to move into the Houston area with pockets of moderate to heavy rain possible. The severe threat is winding down, but our greatest threat now is going to be the possibility for a little bit of ponding on the roads and street flooding. These green polygons, that is from the heavy rain that made its way through Austin, with flash flood warnings still in place for them. For us here in Houston, we do not have any alerts in place. The beginning of the rain is starting to move in along I-10 from Brenham to Sealy, Garwood, starting to see some light showers. Storms are going to start to move in by later on tonight. Okay, so rain chances, they're relatively low right now. They're going to increase drastically for the overnight hours. Your morning commute, expect it to be wet. And just be prepared to deal with a little bit of a messy start to Friday. Then windy, then chillier, and then the weekend's looking awesome. All right, so if you guys have any questions, comment below. I will go through all those comments right now, and I'm going to be giving you guys updates throughout the morning or throughout the night until Cheetah comes in the morning. So I'll let you guys go. We'll chat with you soon, and be safe. Have a good night.